juice, sports, insight, and great storytelling. Starring Bobby Carpenter and Jeff Tito Thitoff. It's time to attack and dominate.
That's the plan. Attack and dominate. It's Tito. It's Carpenter. It's Bodie Wells. Bobby, it's here. It's here, Bobby. It's here. Now, when does Ohio State play Texas? This week. Excited?
Yeah, pretty fired up about it. I mean, they had a little mock game on Saturday that they went through over to Ohio State. Now they're diving on into game week. So,
were you out there for that then?
Yeah, I stopped on over and checked some stuff out at the stadium, just getting everything, all the logistics of everything worked through. I mean, you got to think you've got 2 new coordinators and more new coaches. Where are people going to be? What's the communication going to be like? How does all that going to work? And so, yeah, that's a big piece of what they're doing.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Riverside Bank in Dublin and Event Risk Elite Protection. Big show lined up for you today. Bill Bender will join us here at the next segment at 6:20-ish. Depends on how much I interrupt Bobby in this date in history. Good weekend, my friend?
Yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. Went to watch some high school football, got to relax a little bit, went and did a event over at Lucky's for the Buckeye Cruise.
How'd that go? Did it go well?
Yeah, it went well. She likes how we did a little, there was one lady who I don't know if she was overserved or just incredibly angry. Maybe a combination of both. Had some...
Angry?
Believe me, there was...
Okay, wait. What was she angry about?
Ryan Day being the head coach at Ohio State.
Oh, my God. Shut up.
Hey, I don't like. We're not going to say that. There's ignorant people that use the term "shut up" because they can't think of anything more articulate to say that off.
What did we say? Be quiet.
Think of a better way to use it.
Okay, that's Bobby.
Think of a better way to communicate your message than just telling someone to shut up.
Bobby, I'm so sick and tired of anybody saying get rid of Ryan Day.
Okay, well, listen, I've been tired of that for a while. That doesn't excuse or change. You know, when she got up there and I was like, who's screening these calls, Bodie? What are we doing? Like, we had one, nice question. We're talking about everything with the team, and then the next one, and I'm like, whoa.
Either way.
Where did this one come from?
I don't give a damn what you think you are.
It was wild. But it's whatever. It's fine. I'm just sitting there. The more you let people talk, the more they get to expose who they are.
Oh, don't I know that?
It was fine.
Don't I know
I'm
that?
like, okay, you say whatever you want. My goodness, I don't agree.
Had to make you feel a little better. You are no longer the dumbest person on earth if you ever felt that you might have been.
Yeah, I mean,
That's how I feel. You know, when I see people, sometimes, not all of our beloved listeners, but sometimes people, the way they respond to the fan poll and whatnot, I'm like, well, if I was having a bad day, at least I'm not that idiot.
Let's listen to you.
All due respect.
I love you. With all due respect.
He says idiot, and you say it's okay. I say shut up. You say it's not okay.
We can can find a better term, Bodie. You're a much more intelligent guy than that. The Lakewood school system would be your ELA teachers would be disappointed with your ability to articulate that in a better
with all
manner.
due respect.
That means I can say whatever I want.
No disrespect meant.
So yeah, we did that. That was a good time. I went to a little 90s. One of our friends had a 90s party on
90s party
Saturday night. So yeah, we dressed up. I went down, and I have all of my clothes from high school and college. Okay. Not all, but the ones that I had remaining. Probably two. It's probably 2 full of those big black Lowe's tubs.
Okay, yeah.
In our basement storage room. And my wife was always like, why do you have those? I'm like, well, because they're too big for me now. Because through high school and college, I was significantly larger. But I was like, they'll be perfect. Hopefully one day I'll be fatter as I get older. I'll be able to wear them again. And so I've got those banked in there. And then also for parties. So I put on some sweet, I don't even know what I was thinking when I bought these shorts. I'm not even sure I really wore them that much. But they were like patches. They were all blue, different blue patches,
right? All
sewn together, kind of like a quilt type of deal. Exactly. And then I had some big oversized shirt that went kind of along with it, and wore that. That was pretty good. And I had my Doc Martens that I bought in high school that were from 1999. So there we go.
Also later today, second hour, around 7:20. The saxophonist for OAR is going to join us.
And Mr. Jerry DePizzo. who Worthington native, Ohio State alum, and they're out on the road right now. They're promoting some stuff, some pretty cool stuff that they're going to be doing here this fall. So Jerry's a friend, and excited to have him on.
Reds beat the D-backs last night 6-1. Reds are in L.A. to take on the Dodgers tonight. Hunter Green on the mound. Yeah, go ahead.
Also, did you watch any of the America's team, the Gambler and his Cowboys?
Here's where we're at on that.
About them Cowboys.
Where are you at, Bodie? I know you watched some more of it.
I watched I think it was the 4th episode.
Yeah.
When they went back to back.
Yep. Jimmy said,
Spoiler alert.
500. We could get 500 coaches
exactly.
on this team.
Victory has 1,000 fathers, Bob, but defeat is an orphan. And then I started to watch what was the 5th episode with Barry Switzer getting hired, and I fell asleep. So
okay, that's good. I
How
finished.
Are you? Yeah.
I watched 3, 4, 5 on Friday night after the high school game, and then I watched 6 last night. So I've got 2 more remaining.
It's 8 totals, whole series?
I believe that's correct, Bodie, isn't it? I think it's 8.
that sounds right, yeah.
And episode 7, I think, is when they're starting to get into the post-95 Super Bowl with Barry and the White House and all of that.
Okay.
So I'm just curious, like, when this is going to end.
Yeah.
You know, how they wrap this up.
I've heard.
Because there's like 24 more years, 25 more years after
of greatness, Bob.
Of greatness.
There's so much to get into. I have heard a little bit of how it ends. I don't know if you want me to say it or not.
Well, I mean,
Spoiler alert, don't ruin it for me.
Here's the thing. Don't ruin it for you.
We'll talk.
It's all already happened.
I know it's already happened.
I think the way
Titanic crashes, everyone dies.
Well, not everyone. Rose lived.
You're right, because she's selfish.
Yeah. I'll never let you go, Jack, except for right now.
I will, yeah, because I need more room on this.
But yeah, I think as far as I know, it kind of ends with a little bit of like, we got to get one more for Jerry without Jimmy's shadow.
Jerry.
Yeah. Which, I can think of a few ways of trying to make that happen. A few tweaks here and there that we could go
So
about.
I'm curious if they just spend the last episode of like spinning through, Campo, Turner, then like to Parcell, or whoever was Turner, then Campo, then Parcells, then Wade,
Jason Garrett.
then
Wade
Garrett
Phillips,
year,
then Jason Garrett,
then Garrett,
and Mike McCarthy.
and now,
I mean, 3 Super Bowl wins in 4 years and 4 playoff wins since. We could run through all that in about half an episode.
We could go through like 88 to 98 in 7 episodes, and then we'll take 98
27
to
years,
the next
1 episode.
27 for 1.
Because I think Romo's in it. Have you seen him yet?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's in it.
He has not appeared yet.
So I assume there's probably some Romo Dez stuff in there of like, 07, 14.
So my wife, because as you guys know, I don't watch a lot of movies. I don't watch a lot of non-sports stuff, period. So whenever we can stumble on something we can watch together, that
she would like this.
That's what I'm saying. That inspires her. So we have not had time.
My daughter was watching it last night.
She was busy this weekend with all the like Labor Day neighbor stuff that went on down in UA. She's like the UA on the Civic Association, but so I haven't
planning committee.
Yes, I have not watched it yet because I'm waiting for her and I to sit down and watch together.
Believe me, I was gonna watch some without my wife, and
the St. Courtney
I guess I did on Friday, but she'll pop in and watch anything.
Okay.
Well, she'll jump in and watch it whenever, but it's really stinking good.
I
had a friend of mine who was
soap opera. Like it is as much as it is a football team.
That's right. My friend that I was telling about Friday, I get a text last night at 11:30. This is awesome. I was asleep. I was like, I wonder who texted me. I heard my phone buzz, and I was like, oh, there it is. That Cowboys documentary is awesome.
I think I will knock out some of the episodes a day with Heather. But anyway, Bobby, we are way late getting to this, which I don't know what's good. We got Bender coming up at 6:20. And
get on a Bender.
I know. So let's just do this.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter. It's game week.
It is game week. It is August 25th, 237th day of the year, 128 remaining. This date, 1814, the War of 1812. It's the second day of the burning of Washington. British troops come in, burn the Library of Congress, the U.S. Treasury, and the Department of War. This date, 1823. Oh, Hugh Glass is attacked by a bear in South Dakota. He ends up surviving. He's famed wilderness outdoorsman. And this has been immortalized in many books, but most importantly, the movie The Revenant, which is pretty remarkable.
Is that the one with Baldwin? No, I'm sorry.
No,
What's the one with
that's
Baldwin?
The Edge.
Okay, The Edge, yeah.
Have you seen that?
Most of it.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, I've seen most of it.
something.
that was the upset of the year.
I've seen most of it. I've seen the whole
I
thing.
mean, honestly, I would have taken Avery Johnson's father and brother to get in a fist fight in
It's
the
not
parking
Avery
lot.
Johnson's father.
Avery-
It's the quarterback's name. The quarterback, Avery Johnson, was the former coach of the Spurs and former
No,
player.
that's his name, Avery Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, is it really?
I
thought
mean,
they wrote
that's
there
that
Avery
guy's
Johnson?
name, too,
Okay,
but-
I apologize. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I thought it was something
multiple
different,
Avery
Johnson. I
Johnsons.
apologize. That's on me then. That's
Call
on
him
me.
AJ.
We call him AJ. This date, 1916, the U.S. Park Service is created. 1944, Paris is finally liberated by the Allies. In 1968, Arthur Ashe is the first black man to win the U.S. Singles Championship. And then in 1976, Boston releases their self-titled album. Oh, yeah.
It's a banger.
It's good. Brody, you being a Boston fan, you enjoy it.
I absolutely love that song. Yeah.
That's a great one.
I figured they probably play
Don't
it a
know how
lot.
much more Boston songs I know off the top of my head, but I do love
They've
that
got
song.
3 or 4 pretty good. They've got multiple ones that you would recognize.
Do you know where they were formed?
In Boston?
Boston, Massachusetts.
It makes sense.
Winthrop, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Who do you play for?
They'll play for the name on
That actually popped up in my timeline the other day. I almost
Okay.
sent it to you. My Sharona by the Knacks hits number 1 in 79.
Give it up, such a dirty mind. I always get it up for the touch of the younger kind. My Sharona.
Oh, goodness. This date, 1986, Mark McGuire hits his first major league home run. 1998, Lauryn Hill, her Miseducation of Love, is released as a first solo, or the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill,
Yep.
rather, is released as her first solo album. She is the first hip-hop artist to win a Grammy for Album of the Year.
Is this the doo-wop song? What is it called?
There we go. And then this date, 2001, Aaliyah dies in a plane crash after shooting one of her music videos. Some birthdays today. Gosh, it's crazy. It's been 5 years since he passed away. The legendary Sean Connery was born on this date, 1930.
Bond. James Bond.
Oh,
Hello.
aren't you in the wrong room, Mr. Bond?
Not from where I'm standing. That gun looks more fitting for a woman.
You know much about guns, Mr. Bond?
No, I know a little about women.
I haven't seen you for 6 months.
I'll be down there now.
I'll tell her. Hey, your old case sounds interesting, James.
Make that an hour and a half. Now, about that lunch.
I'm a smart ass, Bobby.
Yeah.
It comes by me naturally because I remember asking my mom 10, 12 years ago, who's your favorite Bond? You know, you got Connery, you got Roger Moore, you got Dalton briefly,
Pierce Brosnan.
Then you also have the Daniel Craig. I said, Mom, I was being serious. Mom, who's your favorite Bond? You know what you said? James Bond.
There you go.
Didn't answer my question.
Well, I remember telling my dad that I thought Sean Connery would have made a great James Bond. He's like, well, he was the first.
He's second.
Like,
He was
might
second.
want to sit down
he
for
was
this.
second. It's like, man, he's a pretty good British actor. He probably would have made a great James Bond.
Yeah.
It's also passing away in 2020, born in 1931. Maybe the biggest Notre Dame fan of them all, Regis Philbin.
What's it like now, after 20 years of having to eat some crow and have people
gosh,
mock
Jim
your
Rome.
beloved Fighting Irish, to be
Chrissy.
sitting where you are right now? How does it feel?
I think I'm a freshman again, Jim. I'm a freshman. It's 1949. I'm there with Frank Leahy at the end of a 4-year unbeaten run. We can never be beaten. And that's what it feels like.
That is
Honest
great.
to God.
Well, legendary TV host Regis Philbin will be returning to his alma mater one last time. The 88-year-old died Friday night of natural causes. While funeral arrangements are still being worked out, we do know that Philbin will be buried at Cedar Grove Cemetery on the campus of Notre Dame. There will also be a funeral service at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart there. Philbin was a Notre Dame alum, well known for showing his support for the university and South Bend Center for the homeless.
Was he so excited about getting his funeral and buried there? What was the...
Oh, those were two separate things.
Oh, I was joking.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was him leading
One of the
into...
same, yeah. I'm dying. Put me out there.
He leading into it. It's turning 92, still alive. I don't know if I would say he's one of the stars, but he was terrific in Top Gun. The original Mr. Tom Skerritt, a.k.a. Viper.
What's on your mind?
My options, sir.
Simple. First, you've acquired enough points to show up tomorrow and graduate with your Top Gun class. Or you can quit. There'd be no disgrace. That spin was hell. It would have shook me up.
So you think I should quit?
I didn't say that. The simple fact is you feel responsible for Goose, and you have a confidence problem. Now, I'm not going to sit here and blow sunshine up your ass, Lieutenant. A good pilot is compelled to always evaluate what's happened so he can apply what he's learned. Up there, we got to push it. That's our job. It's your option, Lieutenant. All yours.
He was also Evan Drake on Cheers.
Oh, yeah. He was good. That's a really good job by
92?
him. 92, still alive.
Good Lord.
Yeah. I mean, he was in his early 50s when he did
Yeah.
that. I mean, he was great. Viper was so good. I always love, he's like, one of my options is like, well, you can graduate or you can quit. Like, you've already done everything you need to do.
Right.
All you just got to do is show up at this point. Or you could quit. Gosh, that scene's really good because then they go on and talk about his dad after that. Raleigh Fingers turning 79, the 7-time All-Star, Cy Young winner in 81.
Handlebar mustache.
Sweet handlebar mustache as well. Charlie Sanders turning 79, the 3-time first-time All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, Hall of Famer as well. And then Gene Simmons turning 76 today.
Keep on shouting, you keep on shouting. I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day.
There we go.
Are you a Kiss fan?
I like some of their stuff. Like, I'm not.
Have you seen them in concert?
No.
Okay.
No, and it's not that I wouldn't. I've never really thought about it. I'm not a big. If I ever had the opportunity to go, like someone asked, like I don't know if I'd go out of my way to plan it. And
Would you pay to go to a Kiss concert?
Probably.
I don't think I would.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty selective on my concert stuff now.
Yeah.
I really enjoy a good concert, but it would have to be the right setup. I would not like go to another location or something to see them. If they came the Nationwide or the Shot, I'd probably go and had friends going.
If they were in my backyard, I don't think I'd go.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Sports Center anchor Steve Levy turning his 66 today. Billy Ray Cyrus turning his 64, father of Miley.
Are we doing Achy Breaky Heart now?
No, we're not. We're not doing that.
Tell my heart.
We're going to do Albert Bell, though, turning 59 years old.
And now he's got the one man in his lineup that everybody in baseball will want to have up with the game on the line and the bases loaded. Albert Bell. There's a home run! Grand slam for Albert Bell!
There we go. The corked bat and all, Mr. Albert Bell. Big shot Bob Ori, the 7-time NBA champ, turning 55.
It's a 2-point Sacramento lead. We're down to 7 seconds. Wyatt putting a move on Christie. Rebound O'Neal. Coming up short. Ori for the win.
Now they have Prince on Ginobili. Hunter on Parker. Here's Ginobili. Oh, to Ori for 3. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
I mean, he even had one in the Houston series when he was with the Rockets. Like his first couple years.
Well, I grabbed a couple there, but when you go to YouTube, it's like Robert Horry game winners. It's like here's a 5-minute monologue.
Big shot, Bob, man. Like the guy was a good player,
the greatest role player in the history of the league.
Do you want to be him or Carmelo Anthony?
I'd rather be Robert Horry.
You would be?
Yeah.
I mean, Carmelo Anthony made a lot more money,
That's
and he's
fine.
a scorer and everything, but like Horry, obviously Robert, you know.
He won 7 championships.
Right, and he's Big Shot Bob.
Big Shot
does
Bob.
Carmelo have a nickname?
Yeah, the loser.
The loser. Mello, right? Mello.
I was never a Melo fan. I will say this. When he came out of Syracuse, I thought he might be better than LeBron. I said he might be better than LeBron early.
Close.
Well, I think early on he was a better scorer.
Yeah, he was a better scorer than LeBron all the way through.
Listen, he's just not. I'm not going to get into it, but I there was a lot of meat left on that bone for him. I think he could have been a much better player.
I think people would agree with that.
Yeah, I think if he would have maybe leaned into, maybe the offseason a little harder.
Little things.
Maybe play a little defense once in a while.
Yeah.
But Bob Horry, man, like my younger brother would always we'd play this game, these Sporkle quizzes, and he would always, Robert Horry was always in like his NBA Hall of Fame. I'm like, dude, he's not that good, but he's made a lot of big shots. Some other birthdays today, turning 53. The father of the number 4 pick in the draft a couple years ago, also a Hall of Famer in his own right, 8-time Pro Bowler, Mr. Marvin Harrison.
To my teammates, Peyton, I want to say that, you came in to the league your first year, and I was happy to be a part of that, and I've seen the work ethic that you had, and we carried that on for, quite a few more years. So I also want to say thank you to Peyton. Retirement. Retirement was easy for one reason. I have 2 sons, Marvin and Jet. To be able to come home and be your coach, be your father, and be your friend, there's no other feeling in the world that I'd rather do than to come home to you guys. So you made life worth its worth. The single most important person here for me today, I just have to acknowledge it, it's my grandmother, Luanna Harrison. She's been around for a long time, extremely hardworking woman, and hard work and dedication had to come from somewhere, and it probably had to start from the top of the Harrison family. So I just want to thank you that you're still here to be able to come here and see your grandson into the Hall of Fame. And last but not least, I was going to say thank you to everyone. Canton, this is my new home, so I had a great group of guys that welcomed me in, and I just want to say thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you guys for years to come. Thank you.
One of the most quiet wide receivers you'll probably ever meet as well. Rachel Bilson turning 44 today, one of the stars of the OC, and Blake Lively turning 38, the wife of Ryan Reynolds, and one of the stars of the town.
Here he is, Mr. 6 inches.
What happened?
You're a Crime Stopper. Figure it the fuck out.
Sweetheart, I know you have oxycodone, cocaine, and alcohol in your system.
It's a great combo.
I know that you have 5 cars registered in your name, and I know right now your daughter is sitting in the back of a state van being driven by a stranger to the Department of Social Services. So how long you want to do this?
I'm a person,
Yeah, you're a person who's going to need a plea agreement if you ever want to see your kid again.
Why is it always I'm the one who's getting used?
What do you have?
No, just that, Ducky's going away after.
What after? After what? I need you to be smart here. This could be a big moment for Shine. Make a huge difference in her life.
After they rob Fenway. Also, to be clear, the 6 inches was talking about the length of a dollar bill.
Thank you. I have not seen that movie.
I'm not sure.
Who was that?
That was John Hamm.
Okay, I thought so when I heard that.
He's like the
investigator.
FBI guy,
I thought that was him, though. I don't remember him being in the movie because Renner and
Affleck
were so good.
Whose call we taking?
Exactly. It was really good. Some passings today. Former senator and military hero John McCain passing away on this date, 2018. Mr. Moon Man himself, Neil Armstrong.
From Wapak.
From Wapak, passing away in 2012. And Aaliyah, as we mentioned, passing away in 2001. Some holidays observances. It is Founders Day. It is National Banana Split Day. National Park Service Day, and Whiskey Sour Day as well. And those historical events, your birthdays, your passings, your holidays, observances for this date. August 25th, the 237th day of the year, and $1.28 remaining this 2025.
Well done as always, General. Coming up next, Bill Bender from Sporting News joins us. Morning Juice.
It's been a real journey since 2014 when I first had my injury. I realized that my home was just not working for me and that it was time to ask for help. Homes for Our Troops is really giving me my life back. The shower allows me to go in and turn around with my chair, pull down storage racks, automated door systems, hours of my morning given back to me. Adaptive sports are a huge part of my life, a huge part of my healing journey as well. Homes for Our Troops helped with making sure that I had a home gym so that I can continue to train. This past year, I was able to host Thanksgiving in my home. And it was the first time I was able to have my whole family in one place and I was able to contribute to the meal. There are a lot more veterans in need and Homes for Our Troops is going to be there to help them too.
Homes for Our Troops builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans and enables them to rebuild their lives. Join our mission at hfotusa.org.
You know a thing or two about the moments in life that matter. You've seized those moments to embrace joy, accomplish great things, and build meaningful relationships. Is it time now to sit back and reflect on a life well lived? Maybe. Or maybe there's more to be done. Maybe this is the most important moment you've encountered yet. By volunteering with AmeriCorps Seniors, you can seize the moment, lend a hand, and get back more than you give. We connect you to local volunteer organizations with opportunities that fit your schedule and match your interests. Through AmeriCorps Seniors, you can support people in times of need and make your community stronger. You can become a companion to your older neighbors, brightening their days with friendship. You can even become a mentor for young people, serving as a role model and enriching their lives. Are you ready to seize your moment? Visit AmeriCorps.gov/yourmoment and get started today.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Tito invited the new Russian family who moved in down the street to watch Rocky IV. It did not go well. This is Morning Juice.
Do you need a bank that truly values local business in this town? An opportunity to work alongside them as partners, whether you're a small business or a large operation. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the right tools for the job. Riverside Bank of Dublin has the experience of working right here, locally in Central Ohio. They understand the business climate in our area and will help you reach your goals. So whether you need an SBA loan to get your business off the ground, a line of credit to keep your business running smoothly, or equipment financing to get your business up to scale, Riverside Bank will tailor a solution that fits your needs. Visit them at riverside.bank or stop in to get to know them in person, 6300 France Road. Riverside Bank of Dublin, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And now Bill Bender from Sporting News joins us here on a Monday. Bill, let's get this out of the way. We're not going to talk again until, well, we might talk off the air. Who knows? You know, we're friendly. But publicly on the air, when we talk again next Monday, will Ohio State be 1-0 or 0-1?
Our week one predictions are out. Sporting News. I always put them out on Mondays, which is way too early because the lines are going to move.
Sure.
But I got Ohio State 31, Texas 24. So you can print. It's in print. So I'm going to say 1-0. I do think it's going to be a really fun game. Really, and you know there are a lot of unknowns still that a lot of players have to prove it out there. But you know, while all the focus is on Arch Manning this week, I think Julian Sand will have a good game. Get it to those receivers. Buckeyes. Hey, they haven't lost an opener since 1999, so it's hard to go against that streak.
It's a good point. It's a home game, I think, which plays into it in a big way. I mean, how much do you think that home field element will play into this game, given the fact you've got a lot of young players playing, for the first time, and bigger, probably expanded roles on both sides?
Yeah, I mean, when you had 26 players from this game last year that were drafted from off both sides, yeah, some new guys got to step up. And then I think, the big question for Texas is all these new starters on the offensive line, communication in that stadium. I mean, it's easier said than done. You can say we have continuity on the offensive line, but that first, third, and 8 in the shoe, when it's loud, can they communicate? Can they hear? I talked to Mac Brown last week, and he was talking about the 05 game, and he literally said we couldn't hear anything. So, granted that was – and Bobby, we've talked about this too, the night game versus noon game factor. Is it that much more inhospitable for Texas at noon? We're going to find out.
So Bill Bender joining us here for the Sporting News, talking about this is our first, the big weekend coming up in college football after we had the appetizer this past weekend. I'm curious, with this Iowa State-Kansas State game came out, and Iowa State obviously won that game over there in Ireland, Hawaii being Stanford, the last-second field goal. Does anything from the Week 0 games matter?
Well, I mean, the Kansas State-Iowa State game matters a lot. Kansas State was very sloppy. I think they had the ball in Iowa State territory 6 times and didn't get points, 5 or 6 times. And, Iowa State had the call at the end, but I thought, for a sloppy game overseas, that's a huge game for the Cyclones. I mean, they won 11 games last year, and only 5 other teams won 11 games or more. So, yeah, I think that puts them not in the complete driver's seat, but they'll probably be right there with Arizona State when the Week 2 AP poll comes out. And for Kansas State, it could be a struggle. You've seen that the last couple of years. The team loses over there, and it really ruins their season.
Did you have on your bingo card the Johnson family feud after the game?
Yeah, my editor sent me that while I was watching Western Kentucky at the time. And
so that looked like the Lancaster Fairgrounds after a cage fight?
It's a couple guys had too many, but, that was probably the last thing I expected to see. And, man, there was is that a half Nelson that he had him in all the way down to the ground into the rain? I mean, man, these are bad times.
Yeah, that was interesting for sure. That was fun to watch. And I shouldn't say fun to watch. Now I'm being irresponsible, Bob, on that when I say that. Bill, outside of the Ohio State game this weekend coming up, what game intrigues you the most?
I mean, LSU Clemson's an obvious answer, I think, or Notre Dame. I actually think Notre Dame Miami because a couple reasons here. Notre Dame, 2.5-point favorite on the road. They've had struggles there over the years. I mean, they haven't played down there since 2017, and with a new quarterback, C.J. Carr, that's not a transfer. So, we knew about Sam Hartman and Riley Leonard. This guy we really haven't seen play. So, and then on the other side, obviously, Carson Beck, 24-3 at Georgia, has played in a lot of big games. Miami's knock, obviously, is they can't win the big game. So, and, that game always evokes memories of, Catholics versus convicts and the other games from the 80s. So I think I'll enjoy that one on Sunday night, no doubt. And that's not saying LSU Clemson's going to be not going to be a lot of fun. It will, especially with the quarterbacks. But anytime you have 3 top 10 matchups in the same week, you got to enjoy all 3.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty nice weekend. A lot of games obviously out there and in a lot of different windows and on a lot of different days ultimately as well. Not usually something you see, I think, on an opening weekend. With last week being Week 0, Bill, I mean, there's been a lot of conversation now, like with the end of the season. Would you like to kind of see everything get pushed up to where Week 0 becomes like the new de facto number 1 for first weekend?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all. I mean, high schools obviously started here in Ohio last week, and it creates a lot of excitement, and I don't see a harm in it. I know, we've talked about this too. The weather, they want to make that a factor. Well, I mean, think about the weather out here right now. It's like perfect in Ohio. I don't know if it'll last all week, but, in the South, obviously it gets super hot, but we had in Week 0, we had a game at Western Kentucky. We had a game in Hawaii, and it looked super humid, and you can't tell me those players weren't fine after Hawaii ends up winning that game 23-20, and that was exciting all the way down to the last snap.
Bill Bender joining us here. Do you think, Bobby mentioned the week 0, week 1 thing. If I were in charge of a conference, it's a reach. If I were in charge of a conference, I would try to own week 0, and I would schedule. I know Iowa State, Kansas State was a conference game in week 0. But if I were the Big Ten and wanted to own week 0, I would make all conference games and show them that day, put some on Big Ten Network, the other networks and whatever, and just try to just showcase that, because I would much rather see 8 Big Ten games than what I watched this week. It was great this weekend, but if you show me 8 Big Ten games, the Big Ten wins week 0.
Yeah, but you might have 18 Big Ten coaches in your office, like yelling at you, saying we need another game first, right? I love that idea. I do. Here's another thing, and I'm trying not to be a downer about this, but week 1 is fantastic. And then you start to peek at the week 2 schedule, which I was doing last night. I start to plan ahead. Week 2 is terrible. Okay, so can we balance that out a little bit? I think next week, as of now, we'll only have one ranked matchup, and there's a lot of Power 4 versus FCS games, and there's going to be a lot of 30-point spreads next week. So, I mean, I think that's something we could do, is balance out week 1 and week 2. And if you wanted to maybe put a couple conference games in week 2, that wouldn't be the worst idea either. And to your point, I mean, if you want to own week 0, that would be the way to do it.
As you look back and, that Kansas State, Iowa State matchup, and, it's one that I thought it was pretty big for the Big 12, especially both of those teams. Number one's a conference games, 2 top 25 teams, and it was the first game of the year, so it had a lot of eyeballs on it. It was a compelling game. Came down to the end, and you're back and forth there, and you felt pretty good about it. How big of a boost was that for Iowa State versus how detrimental was that to Kansas State in their season moving forward?
Well, I think Iowa State will bump into the top 15. And, I have questions about both teams after watching that. Iowa State had trouble running the ball in the first half, and they got it going with Carson Hansen. I think they could win the Big 12. And Kansas State, it's kind of like Florida State last year. Year before, Nebraska lost to Northwestern a couple years ago, and it just kind of led to a losing season. So, I mean, they're really going to the Johnson family feud aside, that team's really going to have to reset. I mean, they lose Dylan Edwards early in the game, so it's kind of like a disaster. And as far as playing conference games, I mean, I would just ask you guys. Ohio State's done that before. They've played Indiana a couple times in the opener.
Minnesota recently, right?
Minnesota, that was the other one. I think they played Indiana a couple years ago on the road in an opener.
Yep, you're right.
So there are pros and cons to that. I think it increases urgency. I'm not a huge fan of playing a conference team in an opener. I kind of like, you get a couple games in before you do that.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Bill, on that I don't necessarily love it, but I don't love Notre Dame being the first game of the season this year for Ohio State. I wish they had a game or two to kind of get under their belt a little bit, but I understand why they're doing it. Ohio State started playing Texas first game. They played Notre Dame like it was a couple games in recently and all of that when they did that. When I kind of like the idea of a couple, I want to say cupcakes, but OU's not a cupcake this year. OU's decent this year, aren't they?
Right, and nobody can say the Ohio Bobcats didn't have a tough non-conference schedule. They're playing Rutgers, West Virginia, and Ohio State. I mean, so that's the Bobcats stepping out a little bit this year, and they're going to be, those games aside, I think they will definitely compete in the MAC with Toledo and Miami and try to get a back-to-back MAC championship. So it's not a cupcake. That would be, but I mean, if we're being honest about it, that would be a fun opener for Ohio State, a more ideal opener than coming out and swinging against the Notre Dame or a Texas at home.
Am I mistaken? Is West Virginia going to Athens this year?
Yeah, they are. They're going to Peden, which I was racking my brain. So, I think the 3 biggest schools that have actually come into Peden Stadium that I can remember, Iowa State did my senior year. Minnesota came in there, and then there was the game against Pitt. It was on a Friday night. It was early in the Solich era, and I'll never forget it. I was working at the paper in Newark, and Deion Byram had a pick six in overtime to beat Pitt with like Dave Wanstatt, and that Pitt team went on to beat Notre Dame. So, that I think there's going to be a fun atmosphere for that game. Probably a lot of West Virginia fans, obviously, but I mean, that's as big a game, a big a program that's coming to Peden as I can remember.
When you mentioned Pitt beating Notre Dame, by the way, it was off camera. Bodie did show you what his second finger looks like, just so you know on that one. He loves the fact you brought that up. Look, we appreciate the time, Bill. Enjoy this week. It's here, buddy. Life. By the way, now your life changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be busy, but we'll have fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun this season. Sorry, Bodie, I didn't mean to offend him. Maybe a little bit, but
yes,
because I wanted to make the transit property work. I'll talk to you guys next week. Thanks so much.
You're the man. Bill Benner, Sporting News right there. I love that. And Bodie didn't really show him the finger.
Also, shout out to Newark.
Yes, there you go.
I appreciated the shout out to Newark.
That was also, yeah. It was kind of a jab and a stab is what it was right there.
Jab and a stab.
Coming up next, which is Quick Hitters, Morning Juice.
When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without having to take your time? You thought to yourself, I'll just tough it out. But nothing changes. Hi, it's Tyvis Powell. It's time to call and schedule that free consultation with Dr. Walkoff and his team at QC Kinetics here in Columbus. I'm glad I did. Myself and others have turned around their lives with QC Kinetics regenerative treatments that work with your body to help restore and repair damaged joint tissue. Natural cellular therapies. No scalpels, no pills, just long-term relief with no dreaded recovery. Check it out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. Bring your x-rays and MRIs to QC Kinetics for a free, no-pressure chat and thorough evaluation to see if you're a good candidate. Find out if you're a good candidate. The consultation is free. Just call QC Kinetics at 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Once there was a man who couldn't stand.
A mom who couldn't wait.
A scientific community that said it couldn't be done.
And then you.
And then I.
And then we brought neuromuscular disease into screaming color with the Muscular Dystrophy Association.
For 75 years, our voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
We've willed the impossible into existence.
We've pushed the science,
raised the funds,
shifted the narrative,
and transformed the reality of life with neuromuscular diseases.
For 75 years, we've built communities together,
established the field of neuromuscular medicine,
and made it thrive.
Call that a legacy.
Call it impact.
Call it momentum.
Just call it ours.
Because it's the generations of community heroes that give MDA the strength we have today.
And until neuromuscular disease is a thing of the past, you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
Attack and dominate. You're locked into Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. Game week. Thank you to Bill Bender for joining us. We always appreciate that. But right now, Bill Bender had a chance to shine. Now it's the other guys. I shouldn't say the other guy. It's now Bodie Wells' turn to shine.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
Good morning, the cat sitter, Bodie Wells.
Happy Monday, fellas. Game week. Huge week. Texas fans, Ohio State fans, Clemson fans, LSU fans, Miami fans,
I know.
Notre Dame fans.
Listen, Bodie, I got falsely excited on Saturday night, I was thinking about something. Man, I can't wait till tomorrow. Notre Dame, Miami game. I can't wait to watch. And I realized, oh, wait, there's no Sunday college football this week. It's next week. But I was really excited.
Sunday.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm excited, but
nevertheless,
it's game week. Good news, bad news here for the Sanders family regarding their NFL futures, guys. In Cleveland, despite a not-so-great performance in Saturday's preseason win over the Rams, Shedeur Sanders told the media in the postgame that he obviously thinks that he'll be on the Browns' 50-man roster ahead of tomorrow's roster cut deadline, and their general manager, Andrew Berry, expects to keep 4 quarterbacks on the roster, so he should be good. But in Tampa Bay, the Bucs are expected to waive Shiloh Sanders ahead of that deadline. Shiloh, maybe I'm a little bleeped up too, Father. He was ejected from the Bucs game on Saturday against Buffalo.
Me win.
Listen, this chick, she's fit for a straitjacket, but maybe Jeremy's a little messed up too. Shiloh, he was ejected from the Bucs game on Saturday against Buffalo after he punched Bills tight end Zach Davidson, who Shiloh he had signed with Tampa Bay after going undrafted this past spring. Bobby, not a shock for either guy here, and if you're trying to make the team, maybe getting ejected for punching a guy is not going to do yourself any favors.
Listen, Coach, you want people that care, guys that care about winning. Want to do whatever it takes.
People who want to win.
It's a bad look. It's tough. It was going to be an uphill climb for him anyway. I mean, he was at Tampa. Todd Bowles is there. I think he has respect for Dion, and you're going to give him a shot. But you've got to go out there and perform and play. This isn't college. It's the NFL, man. People's jobs are on the line, and you've got to find a way to get it done and win. And you need to put the best roster together. And I don't think Shiloh is going to be one of those guys.
You're an enlightening cat, and I'm digging talking to you.
I mean, I don't know. How do you say
it
that?
In here for the whole thing.
God bless his heart. Shiloh always let me win. I just, getting ejected as an undrafted free agent in a preseason game, unless you are playing at such a high level, I can't imagine that that's doing you any favors.
Bobby, I wonder if so. And I'm liking this back to the Browns with, I got to believe some Browns executives were okay with Deshaun tearing his Achilles maybe twice. Because it makes your decisions easier if he can't play.
100%.
Okay.
When he did it last year, I was like, he'll never shoot up again. Probably in the NFL.
Okay. The same thing with Shiloh. It's like if the Buccaneers brass,
it gives you a reason. It gives you an out.
You don't say about playing time or about skills. It's all about, look, we can't have this guy. He just punched a player. We can't do that. It gives them an out. I got to believe some Buccaneers executives high-fived each other when he did that. Because now you can legitimately say, hey, we don't stand for that.
Everybody saw it. Like, it's out there in public. It's not something I've been in practice. It was in a game. You got ejected for punching a player at a post-play penalty. Like, it's undisciplined.
I can't figure out the Shedeur thing. And what I mean by that is there's, Eric Dickerson comes out and says, oh, it was a conspiracy.
I know.
I'm with you. I agree with you on that, Bob. And then there's people saying, oh, they pulled him out and he wanted to go back in. He was upset. He wanted to do the 2-minute drill. They wouldn't let him do it. And they, the Browns are sabotaging him with some of the stuff that's going around. And I don't think they are, but.
You don't think?
I don't think the Browns are doing that. And I think that Sanders he's a project. There's a reason teams passed on him multiple times, and he fell all the way to the fifth round of the draft. But I don't know. Do you think Shedeur Sanders? Let me do this. Let's play it this way. 17.5 career starts for Shedeur Sanders in regular season games. Bob, are you taking the over the under?
For any team or for Cleveland?
Any team. 17.5 total starts in his NFL career.
I could take. I could see the over. I take the over in that.
Could you, Bo? Do you go over under?
I would take the under, but I also am sort of a believer, and maybe I'm too much of a pessimist. But I just look at the history of it and say, okay, he was a 5th-round draft pick. How many guys ever become solid starters from 5th-round draft picks? And I think he'll get close. He'll hit double digits. But if he's never actually any good, how's he going to end up starting a season plus worth?
Yeah.
If he's not capable.
Maybe if the team's not trying to be very good.
Maybe Cleveland's like, you know what?
Move the team to Florida.
Watch this. We can get Arch.
Yep.
We'll start Shedeur 17 games this year.
That's what the Browns won't do it. That's what they should do. They should go 2-15 this year. I would play Gabriel and Sanders.
That's easier said than done. I mean, I get what you're saying. You have to figure out whether or not one of those two
if
guys
one of the guys can play, then you're in a good spot.
Right,
and if Sanders shows anything in practice, then I think you play him. But I don't think you can't be Stefanski walking into the locker room, and everybody knows, at least right now, for next Sunday, our best shot at beating Cincinnati is playing Joe Flacco.
Absolutely.
You can't walk in the locker room and look those guys in the eyes and say, hey, I know your career is on the line, but we're going to start Shador because we got to figure out whether or not we want to draft Arch or Drew Aller next spring, even though Joe's a better chance for us to win right now.
But
I get what you're saying.
Steve Berline.
But having that mentality, though, is the Browns' way of life. That's their culture. So, like, it should be easy to sell it. You can't sell that in other markets.
Regardless.
Yeah. Hey, guys, just so you know, we think that it's either Shador Sanders or Dylan Gabriel's our long-term answer. We're going to play them at quarterback. Record be damned.
I will say, I don't think you're exactly going 12-5 with Flacco either.
You're not.
So just play him.
Yes.
And then if he starts to struggle or if he gets hurt, I mean, he's 40 years old. Like,
Right.
I know he's a mountain of a man, like, but I don't think he's been super banged up over his career off the top of my head. But
look,
odds are he's probably not going to play that well. The team's not going to be very good. And then once you're about halfway through, I mean,
halfway after about 4 or 5 games.
I mean, they might start 0-6,
he might
like
not
we talked
move well
about
enough
recently.
and that's probably after that stretch. Then you start to experiment with the young guys,
and then you put one of them in. At that point, though, I will say, I think unless one of those guys is such a disaster in practice,
right?
At that point, I think you got to go at least with one of those two versus Pickett. We know what Kenny Pickett is.
I'm not convinced that Kenny Pickett's going to be on the roster.
Okay.
Do you think they might trade him or cut him? Because they said they're going to keep 4 quarterbacks now.
Did they say that?
Andrew Berry kind of mentioned,
like 4. Yeah,
that's the direction we were going. I don't really understand that, but
I can't imagine them playing Kenny Pickett over those guys because they've both shown you enough that they're at least function, I think, where Kenny Pickett is, and he's had more time in the league.
Yeah.
So that's my point. Like, they're already kind of, I think, where he would be able to play. So go with those guys. You drafted them.
Yeah.
And I don't think Kenny Pickett's a guy, too, who it's like, okay, you could look at Sam Darnold and say, man, drafted to the Jets, that was a disaster.
Right.
He got things turned around after spending a year with Shanahan in San Francisco. Then he goes to Minnesota and has a really strong year last year. Geno Smith, same thing, went to the Jets. The Jets, I guess, are just where quarterbacks kind of go to die. Kenny Pickett got drafted to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I know their offensive talent. Maybe, I know Pittsburgh fans aren't the biggest Matt Canada fans in the last recent years and whatnot. But like,
about
he
Ron
didn't.
Mexico, though.
I don't even know
The
who
rest
that
of
is.
NAFTA. You don't know who Ron Mexico is?
No.
You're going to want to Google that.
Okay. But Pickett, like, I think he's not going to work out because, the Pittsburgh thing, maybe it wasn't great, but that's not a disaster of an organization. And so, he's going to go to Cleveland now after
Fix it.
a year behind Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia and fix that situation? I would have my doubts on that.
Look, I just feel like I mentioned with Shiloh Sanders when Buccaneers executives are high-fiving themselves after he does that. I think if Flacco tears his Achilles and retires, I think the Browns people also high-five themselves because now it gives them a reason to play the rookies.
There you go. That's not a terrible thing either.
Could just be a sprained ankle, but nevertheless. On the Not Just Football podcast with Cameron Hayward, Aaron Rodgers acknowledged that this season could be the final of his NFL career, but he did not also completely rule out a return for the 2026 season with Pittsburgh. Joining him on the podcast was wide receiver DK Metcalf, who at one point said, I think we're going to do some special things this year. Looking forward to it. And, maybe we can run it back. After a little bit of a brief pause, Rodgers gave his own maybe with a grin to Metcalf's statement before quickly downplaying the situation as Hayward and Metcalf began to celebrate. Tito, I think it's safe to say that any return for Aaron next year completely rides on how he plays this season.
Sure, yeah. And if the Steelers go 6-11, I think he's done.
Yeah.
But if they go 10-7,
if they make the playoffs, I think he comes back.
If they make it, they come back. It doesn't win a game.
If they make the playoffs, or if they are in a position, a playoff caliber team like the AFC, there's a chance that you could win 10 games and not get in.
Yeah.
There might be a world where you win 11 games and don't get in, depending on tiebreakers and how everything works. Like that 6th and 7th spot are going to be rough, depending on how good those teams are. So you're telling me they win 10 or 11 games and he's healthy and plays pretty good? I think he's coming back.
Yeah, I think
Pittsburgh would want to have him back at that point.
Okay, then let's do this, Bob.
What are your options?
Okay, wait. He plays poorly.
Accumulate enough points to graduate with your class, or you can quit.
Okay, let's do this. If he plays average to less than average, and they make the playoffs and win a game.
I don't think those two things can occur together.
I'm saying that if that would have happened, though,
there's no way.
I don't know. They've made the playoff in recent years with some bad quarterback play.
It's like, what if he's above average and they miss the playoffs? Let's say he has a really good year.
If he's playing well and the team has prospects of potentially playing well again the next year,
right?
I think he comes back.
And I've said all along, Bob, this is if they suck and he doesn't come back, that's bad for Will Howard.
Yeah, it's probably not the greatest for his growth because they'll probably have to
They'll draft a quarterback then.
You would think.
And what I want to see them do, just because of the Will Howard factor, I want to see them do well. I want to see Rodgers do well and play a second year. Having 2 full years with Rodgers there would really help out Will Howard. Plus the fact then you could dispel the thought of the Steelers.
Rudolph.
Of the Steelers.
The myth of Mason Rudolph.
Drafting a quarterback next year.
For us.
So that's ideal if you're a Will Howard fan, I think, is the hope that the Steelers go, say, 10-7 and either win or be very competitive in a playoff game, and the Rodgers has a good year. I think that would be probably best case scenario if you're a Will Howard fan.
Last season, the Michigan Wolverines had 129.1 passing yards per game, good for 4th worst in the country. You guys want to take a shot at the 3 teams behind the Michigan
Army,
Wolverines?
Navy, Air Force.
Very good. Good job, Bob.
Wow.
And with that, though, Navy, with their slightly revamped offense last year, they actually had 123, so they were only 6 yards off of the Michigan Wolverines. Out of 133 FBS teams, the Cheaters, a.k.a. the Wolverines, they also ranked 127th in passing efficiency and 130th in passing touchdowns. Now they turn to 5-star freshman quarterback Bryce Underwood, who is expected to be named their starter per multiple outlets. Michigan will open their season against New Mexico this coming Saturday before they head to Norman for a big-ish showdown with Oklahoma next weekend. A couple of coaches that will really need that win there next week in Norman. Between Brent Venables and Sharon Moore. Bobby, it's probably unfair to expect him to be the savior of the offense this year for Michigan. What do you think are fair expectations for Underwood this year?
Oh, goodness. I mean, I would say if part of it, so much of your success as a quarterback is just tied to your team success. But if they are in the running to get in the playoff, I mean, if they're 8, if you get to 9 wins, I would say that's going to be a success for him because that means he's probably played well enough that you would say he's a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the conference. And as a true freshman, I would say that's pretty darn good. I know we have these crazy expectations for people, but just to keep it realistic, I know he's very talented. But if he's one of the top 4 or 5 quarterbacks, I'd say that's pretty good.
You said 9, like a 9-3 regular season, or you saying 9, like 8 in a bowl game? Like if they go 9-3 in the regular season, is that
I'd say that's really good for them.
Yeah, I can't get a read on Michigan. You know, they get ranked where they're ranked, like 15th or whatever it is, because
14,
of their 14, because of their reputation, because they're Michigan, because of what they've done before. I can't see him winning 9 games this year, Bob. I don't see it out there. I think that the freshman quarterback, true freshman quarterback,
they find a way to beat Oklahoma, they'll win 9.
That's the big one. That right there is like the one that,
because I think them and Oklahoma are very similar.
Yeah.
So like that's a game that both of those teams need to win. It looks really good from your resume standpoint of being another blue blood program. I think that'd be, and it's a winnable game in the non-conference.
Do you guys think the game is more important for Moore or Venables? It's in Oklahoma, week 2.
I think Venables.
Venables both years.
Been there longer. It's a home game.
It's his 4th year. They need to win. They need to be in the playoff conversation. The thing that saved them last year was beating Alabama. If not, there would have been a lot of negativity.
Bodie, we're going up against the break, so we'll do this very quickly. You the only one who can respond to this. Patrick wants to know, did we talk about the new Leprechaun?
We have not.
Do you like it?
Thumbs up for me, as long as it's an alternative. Don't replace the original.
Don't replace the original.
I like it.
All right.
Just win Sunday night.
That's all. Look, that's okay. Well, which one is the better 30 for 30? Catholics versus convicts, or the Rudy movie? What's a better watch leading into this week? If you're going to watch one or the other to get ready for this weekend.
Oh, Catholics versus convicts.
Catholic convicts, Bobby, Rudy, or Catholic
Miami.
convicts?
I'd rather watch Catholic convicts.
Okay. I think that was Rudy.
I love Jimmy Johnson's ass for me, Tito.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's fantastic. By the way, Bobby didn't do his Lou Holtz impression there. We had an opportunity to do it. Coming up next, football's back, baby. We'll discuss the weekend, make some predictions for the CFP. We'll do that next. Morning Juice.
when it comes to protecting your business, whether it's your staff, property, or assets. Don't make a crucial mistake by contracting companies that provide subpar and unprofessional service. What you need is a security partner known for their unwavering professionalism and unnatural liability. You need Event Risk. Event Risk is a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company that not only specializes in on-site guarding, but also offers armed security associates and executive protection agents. Event Risk, elite protection for your peace of mind.
Hello, my name is Eric Rose, CEO and founder of Event Risk Security Services. We are a U.S.-based, veteran-owned company providing protection services and consulting to Fortune 500 corporations, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality security officers and the endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give us a try. For virtually the same cost, we can then address what keeps you up at night.
Visit eventriskinc.com.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. When was the last time you hopped out of bed without that knee or back screaming at you? Or walked down a flight of stairs without groaning step by step? Hey, that was me. And I had to deal with that from all the years of playing football. But I went and saw my friends over at QC Kinetics, and it disappeared. I didn't have to tough it out anymore. Call over QC Kinetics with Dr. Wolkoff and get your free consultation. It's regenerative medicine, folks. There are thousands of patients who will tell you that they wish they would have done it sooner, just like I did. I'm glad I did, and my experience was tremendous. You go in, you have a consult, they lay out the plan, they talk about it. It's no pills, it's no scalpels. It's just your own body's biologics treating you and helping heal you. So find out if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all around Central Ohio, so be sure to go and check them out.
Some journeys start small, with small pause and big purpose.
Look how little you are, you sweet girl.
Every great partnership begins with the first step.
Bella, let's go.
Guiding them through the world so one day they can guide someone through life. With shared experience, confidence grows, and the path becomes clear. It takes time, patience, and love. But the reward lasts a lifetime.
Hey, good girl, Bella.
You don't just raise a puppy. You raise a future. Become a Dogs Inc. puppy raiser. Give a dog a purpose. Give someone hope.
Learn more at dogsinc.org.
Proud to be your go-to sports addiction.
WBNS, WBNS FM, HD3 Columbus.
The Fan 3, Ohio sports destination. Bobby is known as the General. Tito shops at Dollar General. This is Morning Juice.
It is Morning Juice. Good morning. Second hour of the program. Thank you to all for tuning in. Thank you to all of you in the chat, too. Always bringing it strong. The Juicers doing that. Bobby, I don't know how much college football you consumed this weekend, but the two games I really watched weren't bad. The Iowa State Kansas State game was competitive, and then the Stanford Hawaii game.
Stanford is they've fallen a long ways from winning the Pac-12 on a regular basis. I don't know how good or bad Hawaii is going to be this year, but oh boy.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch, though. Stanford blew it at the end. They really blew it at the end, though. Stanford, the Stanford-Hawaii game. And am I saying that because I had the over as the last leg of a three-team parlay? Maybe I wanted overtime. Yes, that's fair, Bobby. But how much do you glean from this opening weekend? Like, Iowa State, certainly the win is big for them as far as their aspirations of winning the Big 12. But over there and playing that game in Ireland.
That game mattered a lot. That was a big game. That was the fact that Kansas State has lost 5 of 6 to Iowa State too.
Yeah.
Like that's of significance. But like Bill was saying, Iowa State's going to probably jump. They don't do a poll this week, obviously, because there weren't very many games. But they will jump probably up into the top 15, and that's going to give them a leg up with a chance to go, win the Big 12. They've got a conference win under their belt.
Yes,
top 25 win under their belt, and it was a game that everybody watched.
And most importantly,
you watched the post-game fights.
Yeah, Highness got it right.
Of course he did.
Taking Iowa State.
Who else would you go with?
I'm with you on that, Bob. Kansas looked pretty good against Fresno State, too. I'm not saying Kansas can be world beaters, and they should beat Fresno State when they're playing at Kansas, obviously. They won 31-7, though.
My gosh, UNLV was favored by
That was like 30 points, wasn't it?
Yes. I just saw the score of that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were down 10-0. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it was that UNLV Idaho State game. It was funny because I was watching the live lines change, and at one point you could have gotten, I think at one point UNLV was plus 6.5. You could have got them there when they were down 10-0 or something, or down, or maybe the second quarter they were down. But yeah, UNLV squeaked that one out against Idaho State. But the Stanford thing that Bodie mentioned this also. Now that
listen, I think Hawaii needed to win that game more than Stanford. I mean, Tommy Chang was going to get fired if they didn't win.
You think so?
Yeah, from what the people I talked to out there, he had to start winning, and that was a big win for them. I mean, I don't know, the big ACC win. Is what Stanford? Okay, so Stanford's doing this. Andrew Luck now is the new general manager of the football program. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He hires Frank Reich.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out and say it right at the beginning. It's a 1-year thing.
Yep.
No matter what, he's only here 1 year.
Which I know the recruiting
they said that?
Yes.
Yeah, they said that from the beginning.
Yeah, they said
and the
he's a 1-year
recruiting
guy.
office, I'm sure, is just loving that. Hey, here's our NFL head coach. He's only going to be here for 3 months.
Come to Stanford for the
degree.
The degree.
Yeah, but I'm saying though, Bob, wasn't that seems short-sighted to say that? And I guess you don't want to be disingenuous when he's out there recruiting and making people think he's going to be there for multiple years. But the fact about saying, look, he's our guy. We have nobody else we really want to hire right now. We're going to watch how things go and hire somebody later.
Well, they fired their coach for
he had some inappropriate things.
Allegedly.
Okay, we could do allegedly.
What was? I mean, was he yelling at player?
I thought it was. I'd have to double check that.
I think they, I don't know, might have found a reason to fire a guy who's winning 3 games.
That's okay, and that Bodie.
I wouldn't rule that out.
I think Bodie is hot on the trail.
Okay.
Of, hey, player accusations. You're being mean to them, and we don't like this. By the way, you're not winning games. And usually, it's the second. If the first reason doesn't make sense, the second reason is usually it.
So, and I don't know. Stanford has had their moments. The fact they had Andrew Luck as a quarterback was a big deal. And the fact, Bodie said, they were relevant there for quite a while.
Oh, Shaw was great.
Yeah. But can they ever, or has their glory days, are the glory days done now? Elway, Luck, are their glory days done?
Mistreatment of female staff members, including allegations of hostile behavior, inappropriate comments. Let's put the comments out there, buddy. I mean, if we're going to say, I want to determine the appropriateness of them.
We could do that too. That'd be great also. That'd be a segment. That'd be a great segment right there. Yeah, Highness could do it with us.
I like Harbaugh.
You're right.
And the Cardinal next week.
An
back.
investigation was initially launched in the response of a single complaint who alleged her gender bias, culture.
So they said gender.
A culture problem in football. Ultimately included interviews, 20 Stanford Athletic Department staffers, yada, yada, yada. The investigator did find insufficient evidence regarding the original complaint.
And it's not to say that none of that stuff happened, did or didn't happen, but if he was going 9-3 each year versus 3-9,
probably not getting the investigation.
He's probably getting suspended, not fired.
Yes.
Okay, so do you?
Or nothing.
Or nothing.
I have said this on the show often that Indiana's a fraud, and they just had their best season they'll ever have.
When you say a fraud, what does that mean?
That I think they were paper champions there, Rock.
I don't think they won anything. So
no, but I'm saying though they played a weak schedule.
They did
this past season, and I say they're fraud because Cignetti comes out before the game against Ohio State talking about he talks all this junk about it, and then tail between his legs in the third quarter, early fourth, and they have a chance to really try to push it if they want to get back in the game, and they run it like a 9-minute drive and don't get back in the game. So what I'm saying is that I think that. The bottom line is, Bob, I think Indiana just had the best year they will ever have in football.
Might be true.
Okay.
But that's also 11-1. So
it's a great year. But make the playoff. I know. You get better. It means you win the Big Ten. Win the Big Ten and win a playoff game would be better. And I don't think Indiana will ever do that.
You really think that's the best year they've ever had?
As far as if you look at how college football, the competitiveness of college football
I
right
think
now.
Indiana has only won one Big Ten championship. I think they've won a share of it.
Okay, and maybe was that the Anthony Thompson days, maybe? Or
no, I think that was way before that.
Oh, was he? Okay. What I'm saying though, Bob, is that they will never have a year where they win 11 games and make the playoffs again. I don't think that will ever happen. Do you think Stanford has had their best years ever, and they won't? Like, I'm looking at the future of the program where college football is going. I don't know if Stanford will ever be as good as they were.
With that consistent run, probably not.
Yeah.
You're probably correct in saying that.
I don't know
get
if
to be decent again. The problem is, in this modern era,
right?
Do you have people that actually care?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Bob.
What do you mean people actually care? You know what, fans?
Yes.
Anybody.
Does anybody care in
Like,
California? I'd said this for a long time.
Right.
About 7 or 8 years ago, I started, when the Pac-12 was floundering and things were going good. Does anybody actually care about football, like college football in California? And they're like, people are like, well, what do you mean? I go, no one goes to the game. Who watches the games?
Right.
I go, are the ratings derived from local people and alumni and people that care about the team? Or is it me watching it at 10 o'clock on the East Coast?
Chasing it, yeah.
Just watching games because that's what I like to do is watch college football games. Because I don't believe they have anybody indigenously that actually cares about it.
I'm not saying that the very nice young lady who thinks Ryan Day should be fired was onto something by any stretch of the imagination, but it never hurts to have people have that passion. Maybe she could turn it in a slightly different direction, but nevertheless, does anybody, and I'm not saying the answer is zero, but does anybody care about the fact that Troy, I think it was Troy Taylor, right?
Yeah. Yep. If you walked around
so
here's my question:
games a year,
if you walked around Stanford's campus, how many people do you think would have been able to tell you that Troy Taylor? If you showed him a picture, said, "Who is this guy? What does he do?
What do you do here?
What do you do here?"
And
I'm serious.
No, and I think in this age of NIL and whatnot, which matters very much.
Yeah.
Does anybody around? I mean, hell, this has probably been a decade ago, give or take, but before the Pac-12 started playing, may it rest in peace, before the Pac-12 started playing their conference championship games in Vegas at the Raiders Stadium, it used to just be the home, the
better
higher
record,
seed, whatever it
team,
was. Somehow it was figured out that it was at a home site. They hosted Oregon in I'm pretty sure it was Oregon, in a Pac-12 title game about a decade ago. Pac-12 championship game at Stanford Stadium with Stanford playing in it. And the place couldn't have been 60% full. Imagine Ohio State hosting Oregon first weekend of December this year.
Right.
For the Big Ten championship.
Uh-huh.
And it'd be 60% full. It doesn't even exist in our consciousness. And that's how it, I can't tell you how many times Notre Dame's gone out there. Not recently, but in the 2010s, and it was a top 25 matchup at least. There were some years of a top 10, top 15 matchup, and the place was maybe 70% full, and half of that was Notre Dame fans.
That's the point. That's my argument. Nobody cares out there.
Okay.
At least when USC's good, I do think people care about USC, and Bobby, maybe you would agree or disagree
care
with
a
that.
little more.
But I know it's not Ohio State, but it wasn't that long ago that USC was cream of the crop in the sport.
Sure.
Granted, it wasn't that long ago Stanford was up there, maybe not the very top, but somewhere in that top 10.
They had 3 Heisman Trophy finalists.
Yeah, but people still didn't care. When
Yes.
USC is good, people care.
I think part of that is
and that's history and whatnot. I know
It
there's
is.
a lot that goes into that, but
Explain to 5 years old, Bobby.
Next summer you're 6.
If Stanford, we're sitting here talking about the fact no one cares about Stanford.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the way, Indiana won their lone Big Ten championship in 1967. They lost to USC in the Rose Bowl. Speaking of the Trojans.
Yeah.
Okay. No one. We're saying that people don't care in large masses about Stanford football.
I'm talking about California college football.
Okay. But if they don't, California college football is fine. Then what the hell is Andrew Luck doing? If we
trying to help his alma mater.
But the ceiling, we all agree the ceiling's not going to change. The ceiling, when they hired Andrew Luck, the ceiling's not the roof. The ceiling's the floor. It's, if Stanford wins 8 games a year, 4 years in a row, that coach gets a statue. Now, right?
I don't know about a statue. Maybe just gets another year to coach.
But I'm just saying, like that's the part that's frustrating to me when I look at it. When I look at what.
Well, I think if you're Luck.
What else is he going to do?
Exactly. And if you're Luck.
He's retired.
Doesn't have to do anything.
It's his alma mater.
Right.
Alma mater.
Keeps him busy. He's not going to go to Michigan and do it or Penn State, right? And if for him, maybe he's okay with not being.
He maybe just doesn't want them to be awful.
Yeah. And he probably doesn't necessarily have aspirations to be Mark Pantoni. Maybe he's like, let's get this thing back on track, start going to a bowl game, make sure we don't close up shop for the football program. And
it's what we said when I was doing the show with Roth when the Browns hired Hugh
Jackson.
That went well.
Huge action.
Yeah.
He said he would make the Browns. His goal was to make them a lot more okay.
he killed it.
Let's just make the Browns a lot more okay. And I think that's Andrew Luck. Like, let's just make Stanford a lot more okay. If we could win between 6 and 8 games a year, dare I say 9,
This is the Kansas argument we had a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
Now, granted, Stanford basketball is not exactly Kansas basketball, but still, like if we, and I don't know, Bob, you've talked about this before. When the reckoning happens that Mr. Neuheisel was referenced to, does Stanford want to be in it? I mean, I would guess financially, like they wouldn't want to be left out, but maybe they would be a program that could dominate between FBS and FCS.
I guess
level.
the thing is it looks for them because they're always so competitive in all the other sports.
Yeah.
Does that matter? Like, do they want to be over there? Do they need the revenue to be able to do it? That's the other thing. Of like, how do you fund and support all of that if you're not getting the money from football?
And that's where I go on the flip of it. Like I'm like, if you're somebody like Stanford or like Kansas a little different, I guess, but something like Stanford,
Kansas just build a new stadium.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
I want to know.
You put more resources towards other sports you can dominate. Stanford will never be a top 20.
But putting resources into sports that you can dominate that don't have any return, what does that do for you? That's throwing money into a hole.
But okay, you throw a lot of money at a 4-win team, or you throw more money and try to be.
They don't have any money to throw. Well, check that. They have a huge endowment. They have a lot of people that go. They have a huge number of wealthy people that have gone there.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have people that care about football.
Right.
That's the problem.
Which is why I'm saying, like, then why focus on football? Then why?
Because it's the only thing that makes money, Thitoff.
And what else are they supposed to focus on? Like,
that's where John Elway went to school, for heaven's sake.
You're absolutely right. Elway went there.
Toby Gerhardt.
They will not get another John Elway.
Browns legend, was it Kevin Hogan? Something like that? Something Hogan, right?
Yes.
Wasn't
Kevin
Jeff Hogan.
sounds right. It was not Jeff. No.
Hogan's Heroes. Hulk Hogan, I think.
All I'm saying is, Bobby, is that, and you know more about this than I would. God, I feel like Bodie and I are always saying this to you. You know more than I do, but it's if you're not going to ever be good at football consistently, then why not be much better at basketball?
Because you act like that's something that's significantly easier, and basketball doesn't really make any money.
That and also
not nearly as much as like, dude. It's like I don't think you realize what the television deals look like. Just how much of the value is derived from football.
Also, I get what you're saying, but let me flip it towards you as an Ohio State fan. Mm-hmm. Would you want Ohio State just to be like, you know what, we're great at football, forget basketball?
No, I wouldn't want, but Ohio State's a different beast. But I'm saying if you're a school like
but once again, it gets back to like Kansas. We're not saying they're trying to go 11-1.
Right.
It's just be bowl eligible. On the flip side, I don't think, the Thad Maudie era was not that long ago, so maybe I'm stupid for saying this, but like I don't know that like most people have Final Four national championship expectations year in and year out for Ohio State, but it's like get to the tournament.
Yeah.
Which is probably give or take equivalent to going 6-6 and making bowl games in football.
Win 8, 7 or 8
They
games.
let 68 teams in, and it ain't that hard to make it.
You know what? You would think. Paul chimes in. Jim Plunkett, somebody else we forgot about Stanford.
Oh, they've got great players. They've got a great history.
Christian McCaffrey had one of the greatest like individual statistical seasons ever. He probably should have won the Heisman whatever year that was.
Absolutely. So they've had great players.
Brian chimed in with a picture of himself in a Stanford shirt saying this is personal for him. I just don't I don't know. I think Stanford's has already had their apex for football.
That's fine. And I'm not debating that they hadn't. If the Big Ten realignment would happen 10 years ago, Stanford would be in the Big Ten over Washington.
Because of academics.
No, because they were good.
I know, but they...
What do you say? I know. But
no, I'm saying
winning
they were good back then.
No,
Bobby, they were good back then. I get that. They've had their good spurts here and there. But Washington's the better long-term investment as far as football goes.
Well, yeah, because you're looking at this through the prism of the last 10 years, Thitoff. I mean, if you had a time machine, I don't think anybody would have said that then.
Coming up next, OAR. And by the way, Bobby, I know you set this up, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I worried I was going to say or, just because I would Ron Burgundy this. OAR saxophonist Jerry DePizzo, he joins us next. We'll talk to him. Morning Juice.
Delaware County Veterans Services, here for those who served. Located on the ground floor of the historic courthouse in downtown Delaware, our team of veteran county veteran service officers is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Need a ride to a VA appointment? Facing a financial emergency? Are you or your spouse simply looking for answers? Then give Delaware County Veterans Services a call. 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Delaware County Veterans Services.
Hey, Buckeye fans! As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners, with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 3 trips to a Buckeye first-round postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and Columbus football is back. And what better way to kick off the season than driving home in a tough, reliable 2024 Toyota Tacoma from Germain Toyota of Columbus. Right now, get 0% APR for up to 72 months with 20% down, or lease it for $239 a month for 36 months for 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. Head to Germain Toyota of Columbus today on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road. Your home for great deals all season long.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad, and I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Through Travis Manion Foundation's Operation Legacy service projects, veterans, families of the fallen, and inspired civilians across the country come together under the common cause to serve in honor of our nation's heroes. Service projects include city beautifications, planting memorial trees, volunteering at shelters, park cleanups, and more. Ask yourself, if not me, then who? And register for a project near you or as a virtual volunteer by visiting oplegacy.org.
Bobby knows what it's like to be a winner. Tito knows what it's like to be thrown out of an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You're here 4 hours.
This is Morning Juice.
Oh, welcome back into Morning Juice, and now it's our pleasure to welcome in. He's been on the show a couple of times before. A friend and one of Columbus's own, hailing from Worthington, the saxophonist for OAR, Jerry DePizzo. Happy enough to have him on the show. Jerry, how are we doing today, sir? Where are you at around the country right now?
Hey, Bobby. Good morning, man. Thanks for having me on. I am in the middle of nowhere in Pittsburgh, or Pennsylvania right now. That's where I'm at.
So you guys just driving, cruise along. I'm sure you're in the middle of tournament. How many more, or tour? How many more stops do we have to go?
We just wrapped up a weekend. This year we don't have a tour. We have a ton of gigs.
Okay.
So next year we start celebrating our 30th year together as a band, which is a crazy number, but we stayed off the road a bit this year to get ready for that, and we just let the phone ring, and it rang a ton. So we've been busy this year. And, we were in I was in Bethlehem, PA. I was in Chautauqua, New York. I was at the New York State Fair. I was in Connecticut this weekend, so pretty busy.
You guys have something big coming up in Maryland shortly, do you not? Did I see that coming through?
We do. We're partners in this festival called Ocean's Calling Festival in Ocean City, Maryland. Our fantastic partner, Tim Sweetwood, and his team put on a fantastic event over 3 days in Ocean City, Maryland. With huge bands, Green Day, Lenny Kravitz, it's a huge festival, and we're blessed to be a part of it. And we do this special set there this year 2 times called OAR and Friends, and we bring out some of our friends and do crazy covers and have a good time. So we're looking forward to that one, as always.
So the big question is, you guys are Ohio State, was born in Maryland. Most of the guys, you're a local here, raised here at Ohio State. How are we going to be consuming the game at noon on Saturday?
We will be, it's also Mark's birthday, our singer Mark's birthday. So we're going to be celebrating with Mark and, glued to the TV.
That's awesome. Going to be very, very exciting. Huge game there, as I know all you guys are huge fans. Doing something pretty awesome here. You mentioned 30 years for you guys coming up next year in 26, but 25 years of the Blue Jackets. You guys are going to be back in town for a 2-day event here at the beginning of October. A little concert, little charity game as well going on. Give us some of the details about what you guys are going to be doing with the Jackets.
Yeah, it's going to be a busy weekend in Columbus with Buckeyes too. But October 3rd, we're going to be helping the Blue Jackets celebrate 25 years of Blue Jackets in Columbus at Kemba Live. We're going to play a special gig with those guys, and we're thrilled to partner with them. They've been awesome so far. And then October 5th, that's Sunday, we're heading over to the Ice House, and we're putting on this event called The Crazy Game of Hockey. We did this 2 years ago with our friend Corey Wong in Minneapolis, along with the Wild, and it was a fantastic event. We bring our friends together out on the ice to play a celebrity charity hockey game, and proceeds are going to benefit the John and Matthew Goudreau Foundation. So we're going to do some good, and it's going to be a great family event for everybody in Columbus.
Are you playing in the game?
No, the last time I got on the ice, I got stitches.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be warming that bench up for everybody.
Right.
Get ready. They might give me a whistle, so I'm pretty excited about that. And it might be a coach at best.
I'm going to give you 2 choices. You can dot the I at an Ohio State game, or win X amount of Grammys. How many Grammys did you have to win to trump dotting the I?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That is a great question. Our trumpet player, John Lampley, dotted the I at Ohio State, and I went and watched him do that, and that was pretty darn special.
I got like one Grammy. One Grammy but dotting the I, you take the dot the I. But is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? How high do we have to go?
A sweep of the Grammys? Is that too much to ask?
There we go. Okay.
All the Grammys. I want all the Grammys.
Right. I love it. As we're with Jerry DePizzo here, saxophonist for OAR. Jerry, you asked me to play. I recently did a Blue Angels flight, so I feel like I'm probably at my peak of my powers now. I'm not a great skater. I can skate well enough. I'm going to try to get out there on Sunday with you and try to get on the ice. It may not be pretty, especially if there's other skilled players, but I want to be a part of this with everything you guys are doing because you do such a great job.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy. Oddly enough, being able to skate is not a requirement for you to play in the crazy game of hockey ice skating. But we're going to have a great time, bring out our friends. Mark, our singer, and Rick Nash have been working hard, curating some great lineups of stuff, so we appreciate all Rick's help on this thing and the rest of the Blue Jackets folks and you guys for letting me talk about it. Thanks for being awesome.
Well, absolutely. We'll get Rick out here as well, have him keep promoting it, and hopefully everything's going well. Listen, try to get some rest. I know you're busy as you're out there on the road. Look forward to catching up soon. Jerry, and thanks for spending some time with us, man, and thank you for all the great work you do here in Central Ohio.
Thanks, buddy. Head to bluejackets.com/OAR for tickets to both events, and I look forward to seeing you there, man. Appreciate it.
Cannot wait. Our buddy Jerry DePizzo, saxophonist, OAR, Worthington native, and does such a great job here in the community. So you want to go check it out. Concert's going to be Friday night. It's Minnesota weekend.
Right. Homecoming weekend.
Homecoming weekend, and it's great because all those guys are graduates of Ohio State, and homecoming weekend for them. Be back in town for that. Friday night, they're going to have a concert down there at Kemba Live, and then Ohio State will be playing Saturday, and then Sunday they will be having the
that's celebrity hockey.
The celebrity hockey.
You're going to try to play in this?
Honestly,
can you skate?
He told I can skate well enough. I mean, I used to rollerblade a lot growing up. Like we didn't have any. Obviously, there's no
ice house in Lancaster.
Yeah, and like those. Plus, like I grew up. I always tell people like the Chill were what I grew up with. And
right.
Once the Jackets got here, the proliferation of rinks then occurred, but there weren't, all these different chillers and everything else. Cam's place up the Battery up northwest, and there weren't those places. So when our pond would freeze in the winter, we had ice skates, and we would play like pond hockey.
Go out there and play pond hockey.
You would play pond hockey. I mean, I can skate better than most people who have never played hockey. I will say that. Like, you put me against somebody who's actually played hockey and done that, not great. But when we would go take my son and they do stuff with Indian guys and we go skating, so I can skate well enough to hold my own. Now, skating and playing hockey like with the stick,
seems a little different.
It's not so much the skating; it's the stopping.
Right.
I can get going and I can kind of move around, but I mean, a lot of times I would just shoot it and then dive onto the bank of our pond and be laying there.
But Bobby, you could hurt somebody out there unintentionally.
I could hurt myself too.
Well, I know, but unintentionally.
Like Michael Scott forecheck into the boards.
I'm just saying, if you can't, if you have a hard time stopping, and there's some celebrity out there who's much smaller than you,
it's not my concern.
No,
bruise on the legs a long way from the heart.
I understand that, Bob. But if you're putting the bruise on them,
what team
if you
do
can't,
I play for?
I know.
United States of America.
Bodie, do you skate? Have you skated? Are you a good skater?
I've never been ice skating, so I would guess I'd be pretty terrible.
But there's potential that you could be really.
So I'm
if
guessing
you rollerblade, it's very.
You won't play the celebrity game then, probably.
That'd be correct. Also, not a celebrity, so.
I'd say you're a celebrity, Bodie.
Playing, I don't really want to play a lot. I just want to get out there.
You want to get a shift?
Get a couple shifts in there.
Penalty kill
and
one.
I don't really want to hurt myself either. That's part of it.
I'm just saying, Bob, someone your size, and if you can't stop, that's like, no, listen, that's like driving a race car without brakes.
It's great.
Someone's going to get hurt, Bob.
Well, it's, pull the parachute. Whatever. I'll stop in the ball, hit the boards. We'll be good. I mean, I can kind of turn and stop. If I try to stop too much, then I'll fall, and that's not what I want to have.
See, this feels different to me than a celebrity softball game. Because
this is real.
Yeah.
Football and hockey, it's tough to play half speed.
Right. I'm saying that's the part that concerns me, though, Bob, is that you're going to have people out there that are not good skaters, that are smaller than you,
that's the
and
other
you
thing.
can't stop.
Most of the people out there probably are not great skaters, so it's going to be I'm sure, an epic watch, if you will. It'll be entertaining.
It sounds like a great event. I'm wondering who else here? Will there be anyone else here that participates in that event? I'm trying to think who would be a celebrity that's big enough locally here at our station that gets invited that would do it.
Rothman, for sure.
Rothman, no, there's no way in hell Rothman's doing it. Rothman, no, they don't have therapeutic skates that he can wear like the shoes he has to wear.
Well, I put the orthotics in there.
No, you can't. No. First of all, I'll tell you now, if you put those in an ice skate, you shouldn't be ice skating.
That's probably true.
Okay.
I would say that.
Do you think Tim Hall would be out there playing?
What if he plays?
Yeah,
can he
hurt it any worse?
Do you think Tim Hall would play in that if offered?
It's a great question. I would think probably yes.
Not Fish.
No, not him. I think Tim would probably be the other guy that would play here. I don't know. I heard they had some Tyvus tries. Like, we get him.
He
out
did
there.
do that. The Tyvus tries thing. It didn't go well for him in hockey, I don't believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Skating is not easy.
Okay, this is what I'm saying what Jerry said, though. Jerry said you don't have to be a skater to go out there and play in this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can fall down. Like,
I know what I'm saying, though, Bob. Look, I don't think I want somebody who's not a good skater out there.
Whistle.
Why? It'll be more entertaining.
It'll be entertaining.
I think this would be really fun to go and watch.
Look. Oh, by the way, Jeff Rimmer's middle half says, let's get Shark out there. That's a great call.
Ooh.
We get Shark out
Shark's
there.
a celebrity.
Shark is also a senior citizen, though, now. Like, I don't know if Medicare covers ice hockey injuries.
But those blades are sharp.
What is this, Happy Gilmore? Trying to stab someone with it?
The blades are sharp, Bobby. And if you can't stop and people are falling, this just sounds like...
Dude, Cam's got a scar under his eye, like where he got lanced to the face. And
Right.
it like peeled. Oh, it was bad. I mean, I'm like, dude, you're lucky you have an eye. There's a risk of injury with everything.
No, but Bobby,
just like
it's not-
taking that flight with the Blue Angels, like they went over the parachutes. I'm like, yeah, there is an off chance that something could
listen,
happen.
Bobby, what you did with the Blue Angels was not risk of injury. It's risk of death. That's much different, okay?
I guess, yeah, 'cause you can't complain afterwards.
Look, that's risk of death. You have
There
risk
is no
of...
hospital bill after that.
It's like, what are we going to do with them? Let's just get a shovel out and pick them up. But Bob...
You'll pick up that body, that pile of Bobby over there.
Right, he's over there.
I go,
he's over there
it's no
smoldering.
longer a body.
He's
I go,
smoldering.
it's a pile of a human.
So, Bob, what I'm saying is, Bob, that's risk of death. In softball and basketball, you can dictate how much of the game you're involved in.
Yeah.
Okay? In hockey, you can't.
I'd love to score a goal. It'd be pretty sweet.
Okay. Well, what's more okay, your family did not go to your Blue Angels thing.
Yeah.
Would they go to the hockey thing?
It depends on the time. A lot of variables out there.
I gotta
I don't know if
believe.
he has a start time in here.
I gotta believe they would go. It's closer.
I don't
By
see
the
a
way,
start time on this. I'm going to have to ask Jerry for more details.
but in that scenario, though, Bob, it's closer and
CBJ.OAR.
and you've got a better chance of doing something that's embarrassing than in the Blue Angels flight.
Well, I'll fall down for sure. I mean, that's going to happen. Like, I'm fully aware of that.
See, I gave up on it the last time I went ice skating, and I do the one leg thing. Like I'm just
one leg thing.
pushing
You just
one
push
leg,
one side?
Yeah, one side,
That's
and I'm up, and I'm near the boards, so I could.
The most humbling experience ever for my daughter was when I took her ice skating, and she was like, "This is so hard." I'm like, well, "Did you think it was going to be easy?" She's like, "It looks really easy." I'm like, "Yeah, you were just watching the Olympics."
Right.
Okay?
All you
Those
gotta do
people
is just
skate
go.
16 hours a day for the last
Connor McDavid looks like
16
he's so fast.
Like, you know, as Mike Vrabel was, the greats make it look easy, okay? Don't ever confuse yourself and your lack of commitment to this like it was going to you're going to look like them, okay? That's not how it's going to work.
Some 7-year-old girl flew by me, and I got so nervous that I did fall down, and it took me forever to get up, and that's when I decided ice skating's not for me.
It's humbling.
It took me a lot longer to put the skates on than it did
Yeah.
for me to decide I'm not going to do this anymore.
It's humbling, but it's for a great cause. It's the Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau.
It's great, no doubt. Yes, no doubt.
I can go make a fool of myself and fall around for them.
There you go. The question is, will your family watch you?
That honestly is that'll be put that on the poll.
There you go. Will Bobby's
family come watch him?
Or how about this? Over under 1.5 members of Bobby's family that go to watch him play in this celebrity hockey event. Coming up next, we'll tell you who's got us juice, morning juice.
When it comes to protecting your assets, you need a security partner. Event Risk Security Services is a U.S.-based veteran-owned company providing protection services, consulting to Fortune 500 companies, movie studios, celebrities, and high-net-worth individuals. If you're tired of fluff margins with low compensation for poor quality services and an endless revolving door of vendor staffing, then give them a try. They're virtually the same cost, and they can address what keeps you up at night. Event Risk. Check them out at eventriskinc.com to learn more.
In honor of all those we've lost to cancer and those still fighting and thriving, like basketball analyst and cancer champion Dick Vitale.
I want to beat cancer. I'm going to beat it. That's no doubt in my mind. I'm going to win this battle.
Defeating cancer will take all of us. Join our team to help fund game-changing research that saves lives. At the V Foundation, V is for victory over cancer. V is for victory over the odds. V is for victory over health disparities, victory over setbacks, victory over the unknown. V is for victory over giving up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Donate to the V Foundation to join our team and help save lives.
Cancer can take away all my physical abilities. It cannot touch my mind, it cannot touch my heart, and it cannot touch my soul.
100% of donations fund game-changing cancer research. Donate now to the V Foundation at v.org.
I'm Shanola Hampton. Every day, millions of people face hunger. Today, I will share with you some of their experiences. I'm stuck between paying for medications or paying for food. John from Maine. After paying my bills, I can buy groceries. It's sad to say, food comes last. Alice from Oregon. I thought pantries were for less fortunate people, but anybody could be less fortunate in a day or even a second. Claire from Virginia. The Feeding America network of food banks helps provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. No one should have to worry where their next meal will come from. Together, we can end hunger. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
There's danger out there. It lurks on highways and quiet neighborhood streets. It's more likely to kill you than a shark, and more terrifying than the biggest snake. Distracted driving claims lives every day. Every notification, swipe, social post, video, or selfie while driving risks your life. So while you might think public speaking or the zombie apocalypse is scary, what's really terrifying and even deadly is distracted driving. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
One man is a national champion, NFL veteran, and local business leader. The other man is Tito. This is Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Riverside Bank of Dublin.
Here's Bobby and Tito.
All right. Think you know sports trivia. Here's your shot to score tickets to Ohio State, Texas. Winner gets 2 passes to participate. I'm sorry, not winner. We're not going to do that today. I'll do this. It's season kickoff trivia turn. Bodie, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
If you want tickets, just get in the chat. Friday, August 29th, the O1 Lane. Bring the heat, bring your A game, and bring a teammate. Sign up your 2-person team right now at 971thefan.com. You get a chance. The winner will score tickets to Ohio State, Texas. Season kickoff trivia tournament sponsored by Logan Services. I'll be out there hosting. Unless that's going to deter you from wanting to come out, then I won't be hosting, but I will be hosting, just so you know. Bob, let's tell people what's got us excited. What's got you juiced?
What's got you juiced?
Sponsored by Billiards Plus. Find your next grill and everything you need for the master griller. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Oh, sources tell me it's a Monday, Bob. I think that means that you lead us off.
Well, sources are correct. Yeah, it was a great weekend. Beautiful weather. You only get so many of these. Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. Going to be a little cool this week.
Mm-hmm.
Opened the window
cold
last night.
this morning.
Yeah, opened the window.
Though.
It was nice. I enjoy this time of the year. I don't know how we got on this. I mean, Columbus gets like 170 sunny days a year or something like that.
Okay.
Not very many.
We could use a few more.
A lot of grays. I'd take a couple more for sure. But just a great weekend. Awesome to see. Went out to Upper Arlington, got to watch them get a win. My alma mater, Lancaster, got a win as well over Hilliard Derby. So fun time there. Good time out at Lucky's, like I mentioned earlier today, raising money for the Buckeye Cruise, which was awesome. Had a good time. Been diving through America's Team, the Gambler and his Cowboys. I have 2 more episodes left. We're introducing now the fall of the dynasty, Bodie, and the introduction of the White House and some of the other things that are going on. That's going to be pretty interesting, and excited to see how they wrap up the final 2 episodes. And then today, we brought, a lot of people have been asking in the chat, Austin and Berm and myself and Jay-Z, we used to always do a show with them and some of their previous stops. Over at Roosters, that show will be back today at 11 o'clock over there at the Roosters on Henderson. The old Tangy one. What?
PM.
Yeah, going to be done. Then my show with Schlag's going to get a lift in. And then I've got a tennis match for my daughter, a football game for my 3rd son, and then my youngest son has practice after that. So a robust evening, but excited for all that as we're into game week now and staring over at Texas in less than 6 days. Going to be a lot of fun. Paul Feinbaum says that Texas has an advantage in every position group.
Texas can blow out Ohio State, he says.
Says it's going to be a blowout. I don't know.
Did he really say that?
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
I give him credit. I go, you got to, whether you believe it or not, he's willing to throw it out there. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it'll be more of a defensive struggle. We're going to break it down as the week goes along. But young quarterbacks, it's tough. And as Bill Bender said, Ohio State hadn't lost an opener since '99. Do you know who that was too, Thitoff?
Was that Miami?
I believe that was the Miami beatdown.
That was a Mockerman game?
We didn't realize it. The guys at Ohio State always said to go, Miami was back, and that was before anyone else knew they were back. That was kind of like their foray into being back, and we didn't. No one told us that yet.
Was that game in East Rutherford?
Yeah, it was over. It was over
Kickoff Classic, whatever they called it back then.
Kickoff Classic. It was over their Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, and that was their allow me to reintroduce myself moment where they that was the start of that 99, 2000, 2001.
Yeah.
And abruptly the run
Got
was
him
kind
back.
of ended in 2002. So it kind of started with the Buckeyes and ended with the Buckeyes.
That game, I remember watching it, and that's one of the few times in my life I remember watching Ohio State's offense and thinking, there is no way Ohio State can move the ball. Like the offense was so inept that day. And maybe I'm remembering it incorrectly.
No.
But that's
No,
what sounds means. Like that might have been one of the, like, you watch it, like in the first quarter, I'm like, Ohio State's defense has to score 3 touchdowns for them to win this game because the offense is not going to do it. It was so bad.
It's a nice soul cleanser for you. I think every fan can remember at least one moment, if you care enough about an NFL or college football team, where you just watched your team's offense. You're like, oh boy, they could put a high school team out there of 11 guys on defense. Not sure we'd get past the 50 in this one, fellas.
Other thing I remember from that day, this was under previous administration. She decided, like, we had my dad and uncle come over to watch the game with us. And she's like, I got this great chili recipe. I'll make chili. And she made chili for all of us. And it was, without a doubt, the worst food I've ever eaten. It was, I don't know what she screwed up, but she screwed something up. And we all took a couple of bites and, like,
they
we just
actually
can't eat
had
this.
Ohio State was actually winning at one point.
What?
I don't remember that. They, oh my gosh, Miami scored, Ohio State had a field goal, and then Steve Wisniewski, a 6-yard TD pass from the mentioned Aston Mockerman. Extra point failed.
Of course it did.
Then another field goal, lost at 23-12.
Yeah, that was not good.
Santana Moss was at 67-yard TD pass. Not bad for him.
Who was the quarter? Was it Dorsey the quarterback there?
No, Kenny Kelly.
Oh, God, that's a name I forgot about. Yeah. You want to do you have something to play, any sound or not?
No.
Schlegs?
Do we? No sound today.
All right.
And now let's play some Schlegs.
If I had a burnt tongue, how would I be able to, just taste this beautiful, delicious monster that's orange today? So good.
So good, Schlegs. So good. So good. What's got me juiced today, guys? Got a couple things for you. On Friday night, I was watching some of the Lee Corso special they did on ESPN with his final college game day coming up. It was pretty emotional, man. I got pretty choked up at the end. They had a bunch of people from ESPN and even his family basically say, like, thank you and whatnot just for all that he's done. It was like our send-off for Shark there, but a month and change ago. And when they brought Herb Street on, he was real choked up, and it was a tearjerker. I don't really know college football without Lee Corso, He's been doing that show for 3 decades, give or take. Every Saturday, I try to, not always able to, but try to make it an appointment to, at a quarter till, throw on the picks and see who's throwing on for the headgear and whatnot. And I know it's time for him to be done, unfortunately. I mean, God,
He's
what is
90.
he? Okay, I was going to say
He will
90,
be
give or
90
take. And obviously, I mean, he had
season.
a stroke 15 years ago. And, he bounced back from that. He was still good on the show for several
So how many
years after
people do you
that.
know
but
that are 90 that are being paid to be on television?
Not a lot, Bob.
Tom Taberry.
How old is Hubie Brown? He's got to be.
He's
He
getting up
just
there.
retired this last year, and he had been doing, and he was still doing games.
Right,
Like Corso, the last few years, they would kind of get him out there for the first segment, pull him out, and then throw him back on for the picks at the end, and maybe a little bit here and there throughout.
Oh
the
my
3-hour
gosh,
show.
he's
But
91.
Yeah,
Hubie,
Hubie Brown was doing NBA games.
Yeah.
Calling him on the as the color analyst there. But yeah, sad to see Corso go. I'll definitely be tuning in to Saturday's show here in Columbus. His first ever pick was Brutus as far as the headgear. We'll see.
And that
if
wasn't
he
the first
sticks
college
with it.
game day, but it was
No,
like
it's the first headgear game.
The first game day was in South Bend with Notre Dame, Florida State
that's right.
in '93.
Fowler hosted that, I think, right?
Sounds right.
I think
Fowler did it
did.
for a long time before Reese took over. I don't know, somewhere in the last 5-10 years, give or take. It also
I think
has
it's been
been
10
juiced.
plus now.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I guess he probably stopped doing it when he took over for Musburger,
Yes.
right? And
Yeah.
Musburger's been away for a minute there, so you're probably right on that.
Also
Carp. Musburger, yeah, he was getting up there when he was calling games, and he's been away for a little while there. Also, what has me juiced was at home for a bit over this weekend, helping my grandma get moved into her new condo, and I was helping out with some of the technology and whatnot. My mom at one point was like, "Hey, can you help the home phone get set up?" Like, what is this? A piece of alien technology? I've never seen this thing in my life.
What's this little plug? I've never seen this.
Yeah, why is this plug into the wall?
Button? Yeah.
Needless to say, we did not get that figured out. So I guess Spectrum or whatever is going to get a phone call to get that squared away. Also, as we've been moving her, my mom and stepdad have been going through a bunch of their stuff, kind of getting rid of old stuff as well. It's a motivating factor when you see somebody else have a bunch of stuff that they need to get rid of. You're like, wow, I could probably go through our storage unit too. And one thing they were getting rid of is some old DVDs, because who plays old DVDs and has DVD
Bobby
players
does.
even anymore? And there was about 24 movies or so, and my mom was like, look through them, make sure we should just like sell them off. And in that stack was the greatest movie of all time, Miracle. And I was like, we can't throw this away. I don't care if
Just wanna
DVD
frame
players
it,
go
frame it.
extinct.
Yeah.
We are keeping this movie, and you can bury it with me when I go, whenever that time comes.
Why don't we get Eruzione to autograph that?
Who do you play for? You think that'd be easy, or?
Yeah.
I bet you could get it.
I get Eruzione.
What about
I'll
Herb
get his
Brooks?
phone number. Herb Brooks might be a little tougher. You have to take it from his cold dead hand. But I think
You never saw the movie.
I think Eruzione though would do it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Love that guy. At least in the movie. I don't know.
We'll have
really
him on as a
much about
guest.
him
We'll get him on as a
past
guest
that, but
next year when we get close to the Olympics.
get a whistle. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tito, all that's got me juiced. Game week. I don't know that I'm ready, to be honest with you. The thought of Sunday night being 6-7 days away is kind of frightening to me, if I'm being completely honest with you. But nevertheless, it's here.
Yeah,
you juice, sir.
I'll tell you, I will watch both Rudy and Catholics versus Convicts this week at some point, and I'm going to dive into the Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys thing. I think today. I think the wife and I are going to do that one.
I cannot get over the fact that Jerra, yeah, excuse me, Jerra.
Jerrah. Jerrah.
He gets so deep. He gets emotional talking about how important it was to be on that Arkansas team and win the national title, and how the rest of his life he's just wanted to chase that feeling. And he just cannot set aside his ego enough then. Like in those same episodes where he talks about how emotional he is,
right,
being on that team and doing that, he also talks about how, him and Jimmy and the feud they had, and how, they just basically couldn't stand one
coexist,
another,
yeah.
but like couldn't live with the other one taking the credit. And Jerra, he actually does kind of like come a little full circle on it a little bit. Like he kind of apologizes.
Does he kind of recognize it?
Yes.
Okay.
But he still does that same, like,
You'll love it when they get, what's his name in there, and there's a comment. Switzer. They makes a comment about Jimmy to him. You'll like it.
Okay. And look, this isn't foreign in life. One man's ego getting in the way of multiple other people succeeding. It's not just NFL teams.
You don't have to look too far to find that.
I didn't say that, Bob. You did, but I put it on the tee for you. And so on one hand, it's amazing. On the other hand, I guess it shouldn't be, because it happens in a lot of aspects of life. But yeah, man, you're just like, Jerra, if you think about that stuff, and it kind of like makes you feel bad for him. And then you realize in real life, you flip off Netflix and flip to ESPN, and you're like, yep, he went on Michael Irvin's podcast saying how Micah Parsons, and you're like, okay, man, sure. So, but it's really good, Tito.
Yeah, I'll dive into that. And yeah, the flag football starts tonight for the kiddos. I'm excited about that. Artie will be out there doing that. It's football's here. I'm with you, Bodie. I can't. I'm excited about Ohio State, Texas, obviously. Excited about the weekend. This past weekend was kind of just a nice teaser on what college football is going to be. And we are so close now. Now it's like when the coaster, Bob, the roller coaster goes, starting this week on Thursday. There's some games. I think Boise State plays Thursday. A couple of decent games on Friday. You've got Nebraska playing. Was it Nebraska? It's Rutgers. I'm sorry. It's Miami of
Ohio
against
plays
Wisconsin.
Yes, yeah.
And who's Nebraska got?
I do not know.
I can't remember. Nebraska's got a game, I think, also. Nebraska-Cincinnati, right? Yes.
Oh, that sounds right.
Yeah, Nebraska-Cincinnati's the other game there. But lots of stuff to watch coming up this
week. Both those
week.
games Thursday night, 9 o'clock, both games.
Yeah.
Great schedule.
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. You brought up the Herb Street thing. I've told the story before, Bodie, where I don't know if you probably never Jay Crawford. You probably don't know who that is. Jay Crawford.
Yeah, no, I remember him at
Jay was here at 10 TV.
Actually, I restarted in 15, so it's been 10 years exactly. This will be his 11th season.
Okay, Reese Davis.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was shadowing Jay Crawford for a few days to see if I wanted to do anything in TV. This was years. That's all I tell you the story. You'll know how long ago it was. Anyway, I'm shadowing Jay Crawford. I came out here to the station here, and we had to go to the Clippers game that night out there at Cooper Stadium to get some B-roll, get stuff for the 11 o'clock broadcast. And so we're up in this small room in the corner kind of thing up there in the media area, up there in the press box kind of stuff. And it was just he and I in the room. And then there's a knock on the door, and it's Herb Street.
Yeah.
And he comes in and says, Jay, I got to tell you about this. I just had this audition at ESPN. This is like this game day thing. He said, I think I nailed it. I think I did really well. He and Jay sit there talking about it for a while. And then, yeah, it was after that when he got that gig. And Herb Street does that. And I
wonder what happened with all that.
I don't know. It's hard to tell him. It's hard to tell him that way.
well.
Yeah, right. I think it worked out okay for him. The Corso thing, I get it, Bodie. Yeah, it's like, that's right. That's college game day. That's a thing. And is there any way in hell
over under 18 months?
No, we're not going to do that.
Fan poll.
No, listen.
I'm just telling you.
Bob, I'm not disagreeing with you.
I do worry how much the show might have kept him going. You know,
I wouldn't worry. I would say that's a real thing.
Yeah, and
you're going under 18 months
for him to stop doing
Coach,
the show.
I've watched I watched things happen to my grandparents. I've seen this before.
Hey,
and
Bear Bryant
he's
happened to
lived
him.
90 years,
I know,
man.
it's
I'm
a
not
great life.
I'm not putting him into the ground by
I know.
any stretch, but this has been such a big
Feels
part
like
of it. I'm not putting him. I'm just saying that this has been a big part of his existence, and talking to Kirk with how their relationship and just seeing those guys and being a part of it. He was in a rough spot. When I talked to him when I did the stuff for the Indiana game in 2017, I think. I mean, and that was 8 years ago, and he was not doing all that well.
It's been a minute, a long while since he has done the full 3-hour broadcast talking about all the games and whatnot.
Regardless of what he really thinks about this game this weekend.
He's taking Ohio State.
I say, is there any way in hell? There's no way in hell, right? He's gonna put the Brutus on.
You can't put a Bevo on, so I mean, you got to put the Brutus on.
I'm just saying though, it's going to be. He will pick Ohio
Texas
State.
Has
they got one of those, don't they?
Yeah.
They got a mascot head.
Chick-fil-A cow running around.
It could be that.
But a bulldog out there will charge after it.
There is no way he picks anybody but he's got to pick Ohio 100%. State, doesn't he?
He picked Ohio State in his first one.
Right, and now
that's why they're bringing him back.
And they've been here the most, right? Is that true? They've been here the most for the most game days. I think they've been here also. Yeah, I think that's right also. All right, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you to Bill Bennett for joining us. Jerry DePizzo from OAR joining us as well. We appreciated that. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bodie. Thank you, Juicers. We're back tomorrow. Morning Juice.
Bobby Carpenter here with the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Ozzie and Daniel Silna made one of the greatest deals in NBA history. In the 70s, they owned the Spirits of St. Louis of the ABA. When the NBA and ABA merged, they offered the Silna brothers a couple of million to go away, but instead, the Silnas negotiated a piece of future television revenue. We all know how TV contracts are these days, and the Silna brothers made a total of $800 million from the NBA. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, talk about deal making for local businesses in our community.
Thank you, Bobby. Being a local bank has its benefits. We have experience making deals in this town, and with our local processing and underwriting, we're agile enough to move at the speed of business. Travis, share how we treat our clients.
We advise our clients on risk mitigation, long-term financial stability, and market conditions to help them make informed decisions. The Silnas knew something the NBA didn't. Let our experience and local expertise help guide you in your business.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. My good friends over at Sleep Better Columbus want you to know that if you're 65 or older, enjoying those golden years, but maybe you're dealing with restless nights, you need to listen up. Are you tossing and turning, struggling with sleep apnea, and that leaves you wiped out during the day? Well, it's time to reclaim your rest with Dr. Mark Levy at Sleep Better Columbus. As a leading provider in non-surgical sleep apnea treatments, Dr. Levy helps you breathe easier and sleep deeper with custom oral appliances, a comfortable alternative to CPAP. The best part is that Sleep Better Columbus is in network with most medical insurance plans and is a proud Medicare provider, so your coverage can work seamlessly with Sleep Better Columbus. And as we head toward the end of the year, don't let those benefits go unused. You don't want to wait to use your deductible. Act now to make the most of it with Sleep Better Columbus. Call Sleep Better Columbus today at 800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that number, 800-MORE-SLEEP or sleepbettercolumbus.com for your consultation. Sleep better, live better, you've earned it.
Hi, this is Martina McBride. With online news, social media, and texting available 24/7, the world seems to be spinning faster and faster every day. And it can be overwhelming. Sometimes we just need to unplug and take a break from our electronic devices. It can help reduce stress and allow us to reflect on the things that are really important in our lives.
This message brought to you courtesy of the United States Air Force.